He seemed to really enjoy it a lot, and that's a big part of comedy, is having fun with it. I thought that he was very original. I thought all three of them were very original. But, I don't know, some of the stuff was a little bit more unusual, things I hadn't heard before, and I liked the way his personality came out in the material itself. You know, instead of just jokes, it's like they're really his jokes.
It is now no longer possible for me to see a woman so old-fashioned and conservative in appearance that I will be surprised to discover a tattoo above her ass. That ship has sailed. You know, if I'm in the supermarket and I see an 80-year-old grandmother reach up on the high shelf exposing "back door" written in Old English font, no more double takes from me. Business as usual. You know, of course, I'm exaggerating for comedic purposes. An 80-year-old grandmother wouldn't have "back door" in Old English font. She'd have it in New Century School book. Let's be realistic here. You know, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm old-fashioned now. I'm more domestic than I used to be. I have survived a remodel of our home. And survived is definitely the right term. You know, it went okay. You know, the workers did a fine job, and I realize that's not a gimme. You know, because a lot of times, you know, when you're having work done in your house, you pull up, and it seems like everyone's hard at work, but they're all out of breath, and there's a basketball that's still bouncing in your driveway. This wasn't that, okay? It's just with remodels, you get this typhoon of decisions that you have to make. You know, paint color, fixtures, appliances, and the worst of all, by far, tile, okay? Because there's a billion choices, and you are stuck with whatever you pick, okay? So while we're doing this remodel, our daughter is born, okay? And so I'm dealing with, at this time, child seemingly immune to sleep, emotional new mother, contractor who needs a million answers, and parade of family members who want access to the baby. Okay, so it's late at night, and the baby finally falls asleep, and my wife falls asleep, and I'm flipping channels, okay, and I get to Cinemax. Now, I think we all know what's on late at night on Cinemax. And you know, there are times in every man's life when he is entitled to some cheap, softcore thrills. And this was one of those times. So I take the remote and I put it down. And I'm watching, okay? And it's a man, and he's in this big bathtub with two women. And honest to God, I found myself looking at the tile. Wake the baby up, it's time to tell her she has two mommies. There's this hot three-way going on, and say, look at how they use the quarter rounds on the backsplash. What the hell's wrong with me? You know, I am married, and you know, the thing about marriage is, whenever you're with the same partner for an extended period of time, the sex definitely becomes less exciting. And the way that people say to spice things up in the bedroom is through role-playing. And, you know, I'm sorry, I've always thought that role-playing is stupid. You know, I mean, really dumb. But finally, I figure, what the hell? You know, I'll give role-playing a shot. So my wife and I are in this orc dungeon. I'm a 5th level cleric, and she's an 8th level paladin. And we come across this frost giant, so I swing, and even though I've got a +3 club, I get a bad roll on the percentile dice, and I miss. And my wife, she pulls out this sword called the Equalizer of Grand March, which forces its opponents of extreme alignments to save versus death or be destroyed. So she swings, and she kills it. And I'm like, where did she get this sword? what kind of Santa Claus dungeon master did she have before she hooked up with me? And I was so upset about the whole thing, I lost my erection. Thank you very much.